This is Evan Robb. I am principal of Johnson Williams Middle School, and I am joined today with our supervisor of instructional technology, a gentleman waving his hand, Patrick Hausammann. Good to see you, Patrick.
Good to see you and good to be here and start the year off sharing some good tips for the community.
Yeah, you have just done a wonderful job helping out. I know my team at Johnson Williams, but I know all across the division as we have geared up for remote learning and hybrid learning and using technology in different and innovative ways all across the division. So this is the first video that we are going to do to share some information with our community. And we did this about a year and a half ago, so we're bringing it back, and we thought this would be a really good time to do that. So our first video today is going to be an opportunity for you to share some key information that is available on our Clarke County Public Schools website. And I know here in a moment that you're going to share your screen and we'll be able to see your website. I may have a couple questions as we move through this, but really the goal for anyone who's watching this video is to show you very clearly where a lot of valuable information is hubbed, and to just clear a couple things up with some common questions that people might have about that information, and make sure that after you complete this video, you know exactly where to go to find some pertinent information about technology here at Clarke County Public Schools and technology that your child may be working with. So
Absolutely.
Patrick, let me turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Evan, for that intro. And on your screen right now, you should see the Clarke County Public Schools website. And this is the main starting point to launch to the two websites I'm going to show you. This part will really focus on one of them, and then part two is going to jump to the second website. So once you come to the Clarke County website, which is at clarke.k12.va.us, you should not really have to scroll much, but if you do, you're going to scroll down just a little bit so you can see this full featured information section. And you're going to look for this first link of the bottom bullet that says CCPS Community Learning Resource Hub. Once you click on that, you'll see a page that's laid out fairly similar color-wise and things to that first page. But this website is distinctly meant to be a hub of information, tutorials, both video and text, to inform both parents in the community as well as students to some of the pieces of technology we use in Clarke and how we use those, and also how do you use them just in general. Things like Gmail, docs, slides, all the different things across G Suite. How do we use those, and how could you help your students with those? As we come down slightly from the top, I'm going to skip reading a lot of the things on there because you guys can check that out on your own. But I'm going to point out this first tip at the top that says you can use Control F. If you're on a Mac, that'll be Command. But what that does is bring up a search box on the screen, and that would allow you to search for the topic on this page that you want to look at. So for instance, if I typed in classroom, it's going to look for all the instances of classroom on that page and highlight them. And instead of having to scroll all the way through the page, it's going to jump me straight to that section that has the content I need. So that is both a kind of a tip to use on this website and across the board, even in your students' Google Classrooms. Just under that, we have a link here that goes to a Google form that is meant to be a place where you as community members and students can request more resources to be added to this page. We built it out with a stockpile of resources that we thought would be really good, but we definitely want to hear from students in the community as to resources that could be really helpful for them as well. And I'll just do a quick rundown through of the site so you know a good idea of what is here. So in the first section, because Chromebooks are our main device all the way through, including for our teachers, we have an entire Chromebook section built out with the CCPS guide, a presentation, all the way down through how do you use Chromebooks offline, and ending with the help website from Google, and also a resource for help using offline. So we tried to build out a kind of a wealth of resources for each thing, but again, it's meant to be a dynamic resource. Not only will we add to it, but we hope to have that community input to get more things added as well. From there, we touch on a few digital citizenship resources that we use across the board. We are a Common Sense certified district, So we definitely showcase that, and we use a ton of things on the Google side. So Google's part is showcased there as well. And you'll notice there are links in each section. We then move to a section on email, messaging, and social media. And again, we show you some of the platforms, not all of the ones that may be used. Class Dojo is used mainly at Boyce. A few of the schools have Facebook. We also have a district Facebook. And of course, we use Gmail and School Messenger as well. You'll see Twitter, and then there's a large section on G Suite for Education because it is something we use in every single classroom nearly every day. And the main ones that I'll point out here are these top 2 resources, and I should say 3 resources, but Google came out with a range of new things for guardians and for students. And you'll see the Guardian Toolkit linked here that has both a PDF, and I'll open it up real quickly. It's a real simple one-pager that gives you information for the parent side of things, but you'll see that it also links to websites that have a lot more information. And then there is also this Google Junior Training Series, which is an entire library of short videos that are really supposed to be about a minute or less that will give you a full rundown on how to do a bunch of different things across Google, including docs and slides, sheets, forms, a ton of different information, all nicely categorized in a YouTube playlist where you can jump around and really pinpoint what your need is and get some help with that in the land of Google. You'll see as I scroll down through, we have quite a number of sections built out on that page. And then we end up this page on the website with a section for other Clarke County Public Schools software that we use. One of those is a video software that is free from VDOE, or the Virginia Department of Education, and it's eMedia Virginia. We utilize different educational video resources from that. Follett is our library card catalog software we use across all of the schools, and you can actually access some of the resources from home. So we went ahead and put that there for you. We have Nearpod, which is an engagement platform that we utilize across all the schools. Performance Matters, Power School, Screencastify, ST Math, and Virtual Virginia essentially round out the page. And these were all included because they are things that we purchase either at multiple schools or that we use at multiple schools as places that we wanted to start with resources. But again, if I scroll all the way back up to the top, please remember as you go through and you check things out, if you notice something is missing, or maybe you had a question and it got answered for you, but that's not on this page yet, let us know those things so we can keep this as a living resource that is growing as the needs grow and as we highlight more things we just didn't know beforehand. But that is a fairly quick run through of the CCPS Community Learning Resource Hub. And again, it's meant to be a resource that we hope will grow as the year goes with the needs of the community and answers that we hope to be able to provide.
Thank you very much, Patrick. You know, I recall that when we switched to Google as a school division, there's so much information, a little intimidating about so many different things and learning it. But what I have found, and I hope people that are viewing this will find too, is that it's very intuitive, and it's really not as hard as one might initially think when you start learning about a particular function of Google. You got some really good information on that site, and we encourage families to check it out and learn a little bit more about the technology that your children are working with day in and day out as students here in Clarke County Public Schools. Patrick, I know that if anyone has a question, that you can be emailed at any time. And,
Absolutely.
and I do know that I appreciate how much you value being able to get this information together, to be able to share it with our community, and also to be able to be an assistance to parents, community members, and of course the teachers and students here in Clarke County Public Schools. So this is our first video. One of the things that we do want to say is we are working on generating a list of topics that we think will be beneficial for families, but we would certainly value your feedback. So if after seeing this video, if you have an idea and you're like, I wonder if they would talk about that, or you have a particular idea that may be beneficial for us to share through this format, please send us an email and we will be absolutely happy to consider that. And who knows, it might be on one of these short little video recordings that we put together to share with our community. So this brings to close our first video giving you information about information that we house on our Clarke County Public Schools website, courtesy of Patrick Hausammann and all the work that he does as supervisor of instructional technology here. Our second video will dive a little bit deeper into the website. Also, we're going to look at some different functions that are available to you and want to explain some of those to you also. So thank you very much for checking out our video. Thanks a lot, Patrick. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you very much. And just like Evan said, please reach out to us with topics, and remember those forms on the website that'll help you request more things to learn with, and hopefully we can grow together and learn a lot as we go.